Hello, friends! We are all unique, with something that makes us different from others. Whatever it might be, sometimes this unique feature we possess can be strange to everyone else. For the members of this family living in a village north of the Turkey-Syria border, walking on all fours isn't just a childhood behavior to be outgrown. This is their lifestyle. First discovered by the scientific community in 2005, the behavior of the Ulis family has been attributed to several theories in a bid to proffer an explanation of the unusual behavior. The world first learned of the Ulis family in 2005, following the popularity of the BBC documentary called The Family That Walks on All Fours. When seen walking on their feet alone, they have little sense of balance. This is so much so that their behavior might lead one to believe that they are intoxicated with alcohol as a result of how they wobble and lurch uneasily. However, when on all fours with their hands on the ground, they display surprising agility with little to no discomfort. They move smoothly and efficiently, even when going up and down a flight of stairs. This is called quadrupedalism, the first of which has ever been recorded in anatomically intact adult humans. At first, their condition was seen as a backward stage in human evolution. This was referred to as reverse evolution, which causes the family to exhibit the walking style of our ape-like ancestors. However, this theory of a genetic throwback has been debunked. Nicholas Humphrey, an English neuropsychologist based in Cambridge, was the one who concluded that their condition was due to a rare set of genetic and developmental circumstances coming together. This rare condition impairs their sense of balance. In adaptation to this unforeseen and rare disorder, they have developed to walk on both hands and feet, something most adult humans would find extremely tiring and uncomfortable. The mother, Hatis, was producing babies in extraordinarily rapid succession. 7 children were born within 5 years. 4 of those children went on to be quadrupeds. As they grew, they lost their balance and fell when they tried to get up. It was really difficult for them to stay on 2 feet. Therefore, to compensate for their disability, they began to move with a bear crawl as toddlers. This means they crawled on their feet rather than their knees. Regardless, she described them as hersiger, which means her lungs, liver, or most intimate inside organs. Something unexpected that we discover is that the parents are cousins. This marriage between close relatives increases the risk that the children have inherited a faulty gene. The Ulis family is currently a big one, with up to 19 children. 12 of these children are normal, but 7 are handicapped. Unfortunately, 1 of the disabled children died. 5 of the children have an inherited recessive genetic mutation, which makes them have a non-progressive congenital cerebellar ataxia. This condition affects the balance children need to walk normally. Because they cannot properly balance, they instead perfected their initial bear crawl into an adult quadruped gait. Another effect of this disorder is an impaired ability to communicate. Unable to speak as fluently as most others, the family developed their own language to communicate with each other. They use fewer than 100 words and have difficulty answering questions that most able adults find simple. The family makes sure to protect their affected members. Walking on all fours has caused them a lifetime of misery and hostility from the villagers. They are regarded as outcasts and are not allowed into social circles. Completely accepting of life's twists and turns, the father Rezit only has concerns for the welfare of his disabled children after his demise. According to Rezit, he does not regard his children as handicapped and therefore did not seek to correct their gait. Living in the modern world with a quadrupedal gait is no easy task. To avoid the villagers, the family was constantly moving until the parents were able to find an isolated location far away from other homes. They had to move to a different house because people thought their previous house was cursed, and no one would help them when they ran out of water. However, despite their isolation, local children still find time to make their way to Mak Hussein, who tries to defend himself. After the world came to know the Ulis family through the various documentaries that were made, many were saddened by the fact that the family was constantly harassed by the villagers, who considered them to be outcasts. The affected siblings are between 18 and 34 years old. They all still live at home, cared for by their siblings and by their parents. Teased by the members of their community, the 4 sisters prefer to stay close to home almost all the time. They occupy themselves by crocheting with needles and thread. Since the siblings do not use their entire hand when walking, their fingers are saved from any damage. Unlike his sisters, the male sibling with the syndrome, Hussein, is both adventurous and agile. He travels to the local village and interacts with other people. He also plays with the family dog, Wolf. Often he goes around the village to collect bottles and cans, which he then places inside a pouch made by his shirt, and holds the pouch up with his teeth. Hussein has suffered long-lasting damage since he has been walking for more than 30 years on all fours. Apart from that, he also suffers from epilepsy, making it hard for him to recover. Although the siblings probably don't know of opportunities they might have had elsewhere, their acceptance of their situation has its limits. Hussein's frustration often escalates into anger. The one member of the Ulis family able to calm him down is Wolf, their dog, who comforts him and with whom he has developed an interesting friendship. One of his sisters, Safai, often withdraws into herself. With the help of the research team, the Ulis family has acquired walking frames and parallel bars. The walking frames supported the sisters as they took their first steps on 2 feet, and they were soon able to walk across the room in an hour. Using these parallel bars, they exercise outside in the yard and attempt to walk upright as often as possible. Nearly every day they practice adjusting their gait, and they have so far been able to make progress in learning to walk. The possibility gives the family new hope. The physiotherapists hold out little hope for Hussein, and this makes him despair. Not wanting to be left behind, he remains dogged about making progress as well, however little it might be. In the BBC documentary that brought this family into the spotlight, they were taken on a trip to the beach. This is an experience of a lifetime for them, because even though the beach is only an hour's drive away, the family has never seen the vast expanse of the sea or played in the beach sand. With this, we come to understand how limited the lives and experience of these family members have been, likely as a result of their condition. There remains much controversy surrounding the Ulis family. Even though there has been a proposed explanation of their condition, they remain a mystery to the scientific community. Scientists continue to carry out tests and offer new treatments to the family in hopes of completely resolving their rare genetic condition. Work is being done to set up the Ulis Foundation in hopes of rehabilitating the siblings, as well as helping others with similar conditions. Researchers also see the discovery and study of the rare disorder of this Turkish family as a way to possibly gain a better understanding of several other illnesses. The areas and structures of the brain involved in this family's defect are also believed to be associated with a large number of other medical conditions, from infertility to fatal liver disease and Alzheimer's. It is the hope that a basic scientific understanding of genetic defects in the cerebellum and flipases would give a better basis for diagnosing and treating these illnesses. Our story ends here. Before going anywhere, make sure to hit that subscribe button and smash the bell icon to never miss a good story again. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time!